Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming to spend some of your time with me today. I really appreciate it. Today I thought I would talk about extending your makeup collection, because last week I was talking about creating a capsule makeup collection, but you might want to extend it a little bit. You might want to experiment a little bit more. You might want to branch out into different colors, and so I thought I would talk a little bit about some palettes and maybe if you might want to try a different base, because the one we talked about last week was a lighter base. So you might want to venture out into something that you might wear for a night out, if ever we have nights out again. We will. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So if you're interested, keep watching. I think that when I was extending my makeup collection, I've just dropped one of my lipsticks, I probably became very interested in eyeshadow palettes. And they can be quite daunting because there's so many of them on the market and they are so expensive, some of them, to purchase. And if you're not sure, about, will I use all these colors? Will I wear glitter? Will I wear shimmer? Do I need all mattes? Are these colors going to suit my eyes? I think one of the best ways to extend your eyeshadow collection is to customize a palette. There are a few companies that will do that, that make that possible. So MAC is one, Inglot is another. I started off buying MAC individual, the little pans. So you can buy them individually and they're in the little casings, and these are two that I've bought. I think that's Yogurt. It's a kind of a pinky shade, but it comes in its little pretty little casing. This one, I can't remember, I'll have to check it, but it's a kind of a taupey browny colour, and again it's in its dinky little casing. Now I can't remember how much I paid for these. It was definitely in and around the €20 mark. What you can do is you can buy certain, well, maybe not every single one, but you can buy a lot of the MAC colours in these little pans here. These are magnetized. This is the color, that's the color Quarry, which is a really good mid-tone brown. You can buy a little duo, you can buy a quad, or you can buy the bigger palettes, and each of these is customizable. So we'll say I liked that color Quarry. There's my little duo, and in it goes magnetized, not going to fall out. So I have that, and then I think I need another color to go with it. I'll go back into MAC and I will buy Shroom. So it's a kind of a champagne-y. I go back to my little duo and I have a lovely eye look in that. So you can go back in to MAC. You buy a quad, which is the little, this one here, and I've just taken those two out and put them in, so you have room for two more. So you get the picture. You can go and pick and choose the colors that you want to build into a palette that actually will suit you, exactly the colors that you will use, and in other words, there's not going to be colors that you're not going to use, so because you've chosen them individually. These are very handy if you're going to be traveling, if you just wanted to bring, 2 or 4. I think they do them in 6 as well, but so you could just go for a weekend and pick out the colours you want and pop them in there. This palette, now there's 2 sides to it and I've only one side filled. It has, I don't even have the insets for that. There's a Perspex division between them, and there's my collection. So you'll see a lot of neutral warm tones and a few pops of colour, and I took a couple of years to build that up. They're just colours that I've picked out over the last couple of years and added to the collection, and I can take them out and put them into the quad or into my little duo. Those individual eyeshadows for the customizable palettes, they cost about €7 each, which is really, really good when you think that, I think if you buy it like this in the casing, it's at least 20. To buy a ready-made palette, you have a huge amount of choice as well. So you can go, you know, affordable, or you can go luxury. There are very affordable palettes. This is one of my favorites, and it's by an Irish company called Carter Beauty. And this one is the Smooth Nude palette. So it's got like cardboard casing with a nice little plastic cover there. So it's very light. It's again magnetized. This is a magnetized, not going to fly open on you. And you have a very large variety, very similar in fact to the colours that I chose for my MAC palette. So you can see the kind of colours that I gravitate towards, but there's slightly different shades here. They're mainly matte, and some of them have a little bit of shimmer, but there's nothing scary in this, especially for mature skin. That palette is about €15, and you are getting 18 shadows in that. So it's really, really worth the money. So there are eye palettes that you could have a look at, you know, if you want to extend individually, or you want to go and buy a palette, a ready-made palette. Another thing you might want to extend a little bit, just to have a bit of variety, would be blush. Now you can buy you can buy lots of individual blushes, and I think most people do that. You know, but I tend to use the same blushes over and over. I have about 3 or 4 that I vary them. I tend to go for MAC blushes. You don't have to buy them individually. This is a lovely little palette, and again, this is Carter Beauty. It's an Irish brand, as I said. This little beauty has 4 different shades in it. And this is called Aphrodite. It's the same kind of packaging as the shadows that I just showed you. It's magnetized, and there's 4 little pans in it there. They're all individually named. You could actually use these colors for your eyes if you want, because they're very suitable for those. But those are the 4 shades in that. So you've got a nice little variety of color if you want to switch things up with your blush. And this one costs, I think, about €9. So again, very affordable. And as I say, you can have budget friendly, or you can have luxury. It's purely down to choice. Another thing that you might want to extend or to change up a little bit is your foundation. And people do talk about having a foundation wardrobe. You know, you can go from tinted moisturizers, BB creams, you know, light foundations, medium coverage foundations, heavy, extra full coverage, and so on. Last week we talked about a lighter coverage, something that is buildable, that is very versatile, but you might actually want to have a foundation that would be good for and maybe an evening out where you need something that's slightly fuller coverage. And this is a very good one, I think. And again, it's kind of mid-price range. This is by Gosh, and it's called Dextreme, and I'm in the color 002, which I think is like an ivory. I tend to be in the palest shades. This was about €15 or €16. In a plastic casing, it's in a little pump. It is slightly heavier coverage than what I have on at the moment, which is the Nars Sheer Glow, but it's lovely and creamy. It doesn't feel too heavy, but that's a really good one. It lasts well, it gives a fuller coverage. Again, it's a very good price point. Again, with foundations and bases, you can have budget friendly, or you can have a luxury, and boy can you go to practically any price with foundations. It's well worth asking at the counter in the department store, to ask them, first of all, to colour match you, and second of all, it's worth getting a tester before you invest in something like that, because foundation is an investment. What else would you like to switch up? I think lipstick, and I am definitely a lipstick girl. There's nothing like buying a new lipstick to give yourself a lift. Now, the lipstick that I spoke about last week was a more of a neutrally colour that would go with anything. So I've chosen 2 lipsticks that you might, 2 colours, not the brands, 2 colours that you might want to introduce to your collection. So going from, say, a lip colour that is very neutral, maybe just your lips but better, you might want to go a little in the extreme of a darker colour or a more nude colour. So I have 2 of each. Sorry, I have 2 of one colour and 1 of the other. Say you wanted to go slightly more nude. This one is by MAC, and surprise, surprise, and this is, pretty sure it's Blankety, but I can barely read it. So it's a kind of a brownie nude. and it's one that I love. Again, it's not unlike the one I showed last week, but it's slightly different, and it's very, very versatile. Very versatile. It's one of their very popular shades as well. Now, if you wanted to go in the other extreme and go for a red, which I think every lady needs in her collection, but it may be something that you only wear occasionally, or it could be something that you wear every single day. I have a really good friend, my best friend from when I was a little girl, and she only wears bright coloured lipsticks. This would be a lovely red lipstick, and this is by Clinique, and it's called Cherry Pop. Now, it's a little mini size, and it's a really bright red, but it's like a scarlety red, pinky red. It's really, really gorgeous. This is a L'Oreal, and this is Blake's Pure Red. So Blake Lively. There's Blake's red. So you can see it is slightly different. It's pulling more red than pink. That's a matte. I'll pop it on and just show you the difference. Now there's the difference between a nude or a, you know, Your Lips But Better and a red. You could have your Lips But Better, you could have the red lipstick, and you could have the nude. And that in itself is a really nice selection. So I think that is it in terms of what products would be, I think would be useful to add into your growing makeup collection. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know if there's any other product that you would be a go-to for extending your makeup collection. Leave a comment in the section below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Actually, this makeup look without the red lip is going up on Friday. I hope you've had a lovely weekend, and I will talk to you very soon in the next video. Bye.